Hi, Rach.
Hi, I travelled all the way from my room.
This is my flatmate, Rach.
Hi.
We're coming on here to talk about love, expose some men.
Yeah,
Talk
there's going to be a lot of tea.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of juicy tea. I'm bloody buzzing, and I kind of just want to jump right into it, but like, we can't do that. Tell me a bit about yourself, Rach. You're a chickter.
I'm a chickter. Yeah, I'm from the Highlands. And now
She works for Iron Brew.
I do.
It's the most Scottish job you can have.
It's quite stereotypical, isn't it? But it's. I'm not going to say too much on it.
Yeah, let's not.
I work for Iron Brew. I live with Gabs in our gorgeous wee flat. Yeah, stuff.
I'm just gonna jump right in. Have you ever been in love, Rachel?
Yes,
Have you?
I have.
How many times do you think?
That is a good question. I
I think a lot of people mistake love and infatuation a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've properly been in love once, but even when I think about that kind of love, like, it was so fucked up that I'm like, was that even love? But it is, because it hurts when it's properly, but then I'm like, I don't know, because isn't love meant to be something so amazing as well? And it is at times, but the love that I experienced, like, I always think I know it was love because I would have done anything for that person.
You think do you think that's what the definition of love is?
No, that's so unhealthy.
No.
I would do anything. I was like, I will skip school for you. You're like, I don't know. I don't think I've experienced, oh God, I don't think I've experienced like
Nice love.
a healthy love yet. I haven't. I know I haven't. So,
Oof.
and with the other relationships I've been in, like, I think it was just like obsession and like, not obsession, but just lust. That's probably what it was. So
It's so easy to just like, and also like, I think we've all both been in situations where you're like, and maybe we're in love, but it's been like,
I'm in love.
yeah.
Like, no.
no, you're not,
No, you're
Gabs.
not.
No, you've known him a couple of weeks, right? But like,
Yeah.
I think that's like the case with a lot of people. Do you know what I mean?
But I think there's this thing that maybe we have as well, that we hope we are.
Yeah.
Because I will get this thing, like with my second boyfriend, that I was like, I'm just going to wait and see if I do fall in love with him. I was like, I'm not feeling it right now. And I knew full well I didn't like him. But I was like, I'm just going to wait.
That was a summer fling that should have stayed a fucking summer fling.
I actually wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about
another one. But it's true, like, I think.
But I hoped.
You hope, yeah, because we're romantics. Do you know what I mean?
Romantic.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that's definitely the dynamic of our flat dynamic, is definitely like,
we're hopeless.
we are hopeless romantic. I'm looking at Finley like, we're hopeless romantics.
Trying to convince me, like, that's like
It's
yeah,
fair, not a slang.
I want to be like swept off my feet and stuff. I love a little bit of romance.
Yeah,
but,
that's because like before, so Rach and I lived together for 2 years before in a 5-bed flat, and now it's just me and you, girl.
It's just the two of us.
And when we first moved in, our mindset was like, get as many boys in this flat as possible. Dates, Hinge, Tinder,
we were literally
everything.
on a roll.
We were on a roll, but
And
like I don't think it was healthy.
No. So I'd come back from work on like a Monday, and Gabs was like, I'm going on a date tonight. And then I'm going on one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday. I've got them lined up. And I'm going to Bra House. So I found this really gorgeous little wine.
We have found the ultimate first date place in Edinburgh.
Low lit. It's literally the size of this room.
It's so intimate.
It's so like awkwardly intimate. And
but it's worked out most times.
But yeah, and then I was like, oh, you know, Gabs, you should start going here. And then she was just taking every single
literally
to
three times a week.
place.
three times
a week.
Same spot. They must have been like, what the fuck is this girl doing?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But we did, and I think it was very much new flat excitement
because we'd been living at home. Like, we were horny, you like,
oh,
and
God,
also
yeah.
It was coming out of summer. Like, summer's the horniest season. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you're just like wanting to let off some steam. Two single yo pros.
And plus, it was like, oh God. And when I came back as well from our travels, it was like Fringe as well. Like, Edinburgh was bouncing, and I was like, because I remember that I came straight back from Geneva and I went on a date the first.
Oh my God! Talk about this. Talk about this.
Wait.
Trying to find a hotel.
Oh my God, this story is great. So I was away in Geneva for a little month, and then I came back, and it was the last day of the Fringe. And
bear in mind, she doesn't have a flat at this point. She's just
didn't
crashing
have a
with one of our
flat. I was
pals.
just seeing some pals, and then I was like, right, I'm just gonna hop on Hinge, blah blah blah. Arranged a date with this guy. Met up with him. It was really, really nice. And then we were just like two horny teenagers, like two like 15-year-olds, and we were like, and he was like, have you got a flat? And I was like, no, I was hoping you had a flat. And then he lived in Amsterdam. And he lived in Amsterdam, but he's from Edinburgh, was coming over to like visit and see his parents. And he was like, we can't go back to my parents' house. And then so basically everything was fully booked because it was
they're
the
all
Fringe.
like, they're like proper getting with each other on the street.
We were literally dry humping on a bench. No, I'm serious. I'm not even joking right now.
I believe you, mate.
And he kept like, we were just like groping each other, and then we were even at the kick-ass hostel. We were like, hello. Literally.
You never told me that. You went to kick-ass hostel. You're like, please give us a room. That is so bad.
Like, we will take any review.
That is so bad.
And then like, and I was, we were like happy tipsy and stuff. And then I think there was maybe like one hotel room way outside of Edinburgh, like where the zoo is. And then he was like, okay, it's £350 for one night. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've just been in Geneva, like Switzerland. Like, I've spent so much money over the last month, and like, I'm not gonna not pay to have sex, but like,
was like that.
I'm not gonna pay like 100 and something quid for like one night. Like, no, and you could be shy. Like,
Yeah, fair play.
like
that's so fair.
Well,
that's so fair. But if
And
the sexual
then-
tension was there already,
yeah, it was good. And then I woke up the next morning and the novelty had really worn off. And I was like,
thank fucking it's
"Ooh,"
that's all
I know. I was a bit like, "Ugh." And then
But you met him anyway.
it did happen in the end. Yeah,
So you found space.
we did.
Where'd
Yeah,
where'd
In
you
this
go?
flat.
Oh, it's this flat.
Months later.
months later, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that made me laugh. So that was
That was such a long process. Yeah.
Yeah, that took months for that
It
to actually happen.
actually
And was
did.
it worth it? Thank God
Not
you didn't
worth.
flash that money on it. That's funny. But that was the dynamic when we were moving in. We were like, let's
know.
it was like our, I shouldn't say slag era because we don't want to use the word slag, but it was like
we were having fun.
it was our hot girl, new flat.
But
era.
we were having fun with it because I remember one day you came in as well and you were like, oh, you got to get up to my body count or something like that. And I was like, enough. Like, I looked at you and I instantly went, no. And you were like, yeah, sorry. I was like, we're not doing this. We are not in competition.
I'm not that same person.
This is
anymore.
not happening. Because I remember your face, you were like,
Catch up, bitch.
Yeah, catch up here.
what you said. And I was like, no, say that to me. I was like, I'm trying.
God, that is really dry. I've really got that. Oh,
But I remember
I don't know that girl anymore.
But I think I definitely felt as well, and this is nothing bad, but in our last flat, when it was the 5 of us, like, I didn't bring many people back. I mean, I was single.
I never brought any.
but
I think I brought one guy back.
I think as well, like, because I definitely, that period in time, like, the guys that I was seeing were just absolute pricks, so I felt a lot of judgment from all of you guys, which was completely natural, but now,
Yeah, they were
even
wanks.
if I brought a fucking twat through the door, I know you would be like, what you doing? But I wouldn't feel as much.
It's because there's 4 eyes on you, being like, "Come on."
I know.
And
And
all,
I
like,
just felt like
we're all we're protective friendship group.
yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely, yeah.
But like now, but the thing is, I think you've also grown out of that.
I have.
You've
Thank
you've
fuck.
grown out of it because before I don't think you saw the red flags. Like,
Absolutely not. And I always think about that moment as well because like one of our friends, after I started seeing this guy that was horrible, just sat down with me and was like,
that's enough.
what you doing? Like,
Yeah.
stop. And I was like, yeah.
I
need to
remember
stop
he
now.
was in our kitchen. And this was like the 3rd time or something he'd come over, and I'd literally never made an effort with him because I actually just
You did hate him.
despised him from the start. I was like, "You're an arsehole."
Mm-mm.
Trying not to swear.
Yeah,
And
it was bad.
I remember walking in, and he was in our kitchen cooking with his boxers on, just his boxers, He was just make yourself a fucking home, mate. What the hell? Like he was literally standing there in his box. He was like, "Oh, hi, Gabs." I was like, first off, do not call me Gabs. I'm not your mate. Also, what are you doing standing in the middle of my kitchen? Like, he was older than us as well. He was like, what, 26?
Mm-hmm.
We were all like 20, 21, and he was just standing there in his box. He was like a wee perv. Oh, I hate him. Oh, I can't talk about him. I hate him so much.
Oh.
I hate him so much. Yeah, we've had a really interesting time with some men, and I think that's just what we're gonna have to unpack today. But our dynamic went from
we were
dates,
literally
like we were on one,
and now we're just like
I could think
in bed by 7 o'clock, cuddled up.
Yeah,
I don't want to see anyone.
I've deleted Hinge.
I've not deleted Hinge, but I don't have the energy for it now.
I've run out of people on Hinge. I've run out of people.
Yeah, she ran out of people so many times. It's like, you've run out of everyone in Scotland.
Yeah, that's like, I'm picky, as I should be.
But you've got to be.
But I just was like, there was a point where I was just like so desperate for like, oh, that sounds bad. I wasn't desperate. God, I just like wanted to go have some fun.
It is a bit fun as well.
I just wanted to have fun, but Edinburgh Hinge is absolutely dead. So I just hop over to Glasgow. I'd hop over to. Oh,
but
God, you
didn't go on any dates in Glasgow, did you?
No. God, what was I gonna do? Bring it back to my family
I
home.
know.
My flat.
I know.
With like my dog and my mum. No, but I think we've really passed that. The novelty just wears off, and you get sick
fun
of
for a
making
period.
small talk.
Small talk.
Yes, sick of making small talk with people. Like you do, you just get sick of it afterwards because you're like, I don't want to hear about
I always
your
do
job.
think that it is confidence building. Not that you and I need any more.
I get humbled so fast when I see this is your most like compatible match on Hinge. And I'm like, are you actually?
I'm like, are you well? Are you well?
Have you seen my tits? Do you know what I mean? Like, you get humbled very quickly.
But I remember when I went on my first ever Hinge date when we lived in Westport, and I was bricking it before I was seeing this guy. Like, I was so nervous, but when I go on them now, I'm just like, oh, it's just gonna be like,
I don't get really nervous anymore.
Get a bottle of free wine, if you don't want to go home. So it's fun.
Like, I think it's completely worn off, but like again, can't be arsed anymore. I think we're past that now. Yeah. And I think it's also a seasonal thing too. Mm-hmm. But like, I
know. And I think there's definitely also points as well, like on some Hinge dates, like if I was sleeping with someone, I got to a point when I was actually just sleeping with people that I genuinely was not that attracted to.
I remember that.
And I was like, what am I doing?
This is one thing about Rach. Rach loves the short king. She does. You do.
I don't love a short king.
The past 5 people you've slept with are short kings. Except from one. But that's most recent.
They've possibly been like a teeny bit higher than me, but
they're short kings. God. You're like 5'3".
Yeah,
they're short kings.
I haven't chosen short kings.
And I remember she came home once.
She came home once
after she had sex. She was like, "There's something about short kings. I think they just are better at sex."
I stand by that.
Fair, as you should.
Yeah,
as you should.
Yeah, but the short one, I was talking about, he was just really hot, and he was like the first person I slept with in a while. I was like, I actually need to stop sleeping with people
short
that
kings.
I'm not attracted to, because it's not.
Yeah, it's bad because you were just sleeping with people for the sake of sleeping with people.
Yeah, and
she was trying to get up on my body count.
Fuck off.
No, but I do get what you mean, and I think now, like, and I just don't really. I don't enjoy sleeping. Like, I don't really enjoy going on dates really with people now. Like, I'm much happier just sleeping with like one person. Like, and also it just gets better than when you like. It's just all about that connection.
It does. Yeah.
That's just my personal.
But opinion. We don't know. Like, maybe we'll go back to that. Well, I mean,
if I'm doing it anywhere, it's not going to be in Edinburgh. Like,
no,
I'll be doing it abroad. I'm not doing it here. And also, you just bump into so many people and
I know.
I'm sick of seeing my ex.
I know, and I just feel like every time that I'll see someone on Hinge, I'm like, oh God, I feel like one of my friends has slept with them, or other people in Edinburgh. I'm like, this is just, I don't want to. And I have a thing, like, I would not sleep with someone that my friend has slept with.
Oh my God, no.
Ever.
I think that's just like, do guys do that? I feel like
I feel like they do.
Yeah, we don't do it intentionally, but we call it Eskimo brothers.
Oh God.
Yeah. If you shag someone that like you shag, like one of your mates has shagged you, like, oh yeah, we're Eskimo brothers.
I've never heard that saying before.
God, men are weird. Sorry.
It's not like, yeah, you don't hunt after it. It's kind of it's like oh, where were you last night? And it's like, oh, I ended up at Sarah's place, and then you're like, oh, Sarah, this person. And you're like, yeah, and you're like, oh, I've shagged her too, and you're like, oh, nice.
Do you talk about it in depth?
No.
Okay,
because
right,
we would
good.
literally break it down, wouldn't we? Like,
we break it down as soon as oh my goodness, yeah. Like I will literally sit and be like, so then he did this and he flipped me over, ate my ass, and then he stuck his fingers in my vagina.
There's no filter with us. Like,
it's in depth. Well, I mean, I think that's just a girl thing too.
Yeah, my girlfriend asked me, being like, oh, what do you guys talk about when you're like talking about girls and everything? And I was like, we don't really talk about girls. It's just kind of like, who are you dating?
Seriously,
like you don't go in depth about it, or you just try and you try and make some funny joke to to blow over it and everything, or some weird saying and being like, oh, did you have a good night? And you're like, I don't know, like
that's really sad.
We just go into every single tiny detail, don't we? Like absolutely anything.
I must know everything. I want to know everything.
I must know.
Like I want to know every step by step what happened, so I can envision it in my brain.
Even the way we talk about sex, it's like everything and stuff. And we always have this thing. We say, "Did you come? You're lying." Yeah.
Yeah, we always lie. I'm like, yeah.
We lied to each other for so long. And then I actually, I understand why it was upsetting on his side, but with my most recent boyfriend, like, he was the first person that had made me come, but I obviously lied at the whole start of our relationship. And then when it happened, I was literally ecstatic. Like, I was literally like bouncing off the walls, just happy for myself. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, and he was like, what is it? And I was like, I've been lying to you from the start. And he was I would be upset also, but I was like, you need to understand that, as a girl, like, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to like come from sex, and this is a thing with me. And I understand why he was upset, but I just thought I was going to be one of those people that was just going to have to lie my way through life. But now I'm at an age now that I'm like, I will not lie.
I've lied so much. Like,
you just have to.
The guy that, like,
and if you want it to stop,
now, he's the only person that's ever been able to make me come actually, like, without a vibrator. And like, that was, I remember when it happened, I was like, it's amazing, isn't it? Literally, it's great. It was literally, I literally was like,
yeah, I know. Oh, enough. We're
going off of this. Speaking of love, though, let's talk about first loves. Yours was very different to mine.
Mine was, yeah.
I did, like you said, like, you've not experienced like a healthy first love. Like I think especially when you're young, it's never like that healthy.
Yeah, and I think that's what. So my first relationship, my first boyfriend asked me out in the playground when I was 9, and I was like, yes. And then
we for so long.
Yeah, and then we went to high school together. Like when we were 11, we were together throughout the whole of high school, like first year to 6th year, and yeah, whole shebang. Like, lost our virginity together. Like, I went through some very traumatic family things. So, and he was there for me through that. And then we were together for a year or 2 years at uni as well. And then we broke up. But yeah, that sort of relationship as well. I think I look back on that now and I'm like, that was just a teenage love. Like, that wasn't real love, but it was. Like,
I think teenage love was real love.
Yeah, I think it definitely was. But that was, we had so many fun times together, but it was also one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever gone through, because in that relationship as well, we'd known each other for that long. When I was breaking up with him, he broke up with me. I don't know why I said that. When I was breaking up with him, when we broke up, I'm always so fine to admit that I'm like, yeah, I got fucking dumped.
Being dumped is brutal. But would you not rather, like, I think dumping someone is horrible. Like, would you not rather be dumped?
I don't know. I feel like I have no empathy from when I dump someone now. Like, I'm just like,
yeah,
it was really bad.
I'm kind of that guy where he's just like, he's made his decision.
I know, I'm the same.
Yeah, I'm bad for that.
Well, I was really bad. My last girlfriend just like went around, like, had a big spat with her the night before, just dipped, went home, didn't speak to her, and then just kind of decided, right, nah, it's not working.
Yeah.
Went over to hers and just was like, nah,
because I think when you cut those emotions, you are just like, that's
it
done.
But and that's happened to like
because I remember my best pal said that to me when I ended it with my most recent ex. She was like, that was like cold, and I was like, yeah,
but he was a massive wanker.
He was a massive wanker. So like,
I'm sorry, but
I just I felt nothing towards him anymore. I was like, no.
And when it gets to that point, I think girls, or maybe it's not just girls, it's just like, you know, people in general will like, there's a thing called quiet quitting in a relationship. Wow. And quiet quitting is where you just kind of like withdraw yourself slowly over a period of time from the relationship until you're just like, you feel nothing and you have no attachment to them anymore. It's
so much easier to do though.
You finally just get it. And that is exactly, I've done that many times.
It's kind of great.
Like one of my exes, I sound like a massive cow, but fuck him, like he was not very nice. I had quiet quit out of that relationship. To be fair, there'd been a big build up of different things, and I was just like, do you remember how much I just actually hated him in the end? Mm-hmm. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
We're gonna bleep it. Yeah, like in the end, I mean, like in the end,
hatred.
I like actually despised him because he was just such a twat, and he just said twatty things. And also, my dad was dying. Like, it just was brutal. It was a really bad time, and I felt nothing when I broke up with him over dinner at the table while he cried. I literally was like, I hate you.
I know.
Oh, so even when you like quiet quitting, you said? Yeah. Even when you quiet quit it was still very hard for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I was so surprised by.
I thought like if you slowly edge yourself away,
then that person sort of
that person would kind of see it being like,
you'd
okay,
think.
It's coming to an end.
I think it depends. He was very in love with you though. Like,
do you think?
Yeah, I really do. I think he wanted to be with you. And
I sound like a cow.
Heartbreaker.
No, that doesn't. If you don't feel, I think, and maybe he always liked you a lot more than you liked him.
As it should be.
Because I remember that like my most recent ex, you literally used to say that to me all the time. He's like, "Oh, I like you way more than you like me," and I just wouldn't say anything. I was like, "What?" She said that lying in bed with her, and I was like, "No."
Oh
anyway, yeah, no, and it makes me say, trust me, if everyone knew like all the other stuff that went on and some of the stuff he said and the way he behaved and acted, like they'd understand. But like, I didn't purposely quiet quit the relationship. There were just so many things, and like,
but he knew it was. You had so much going on in your life.
Yeah,
with your dad dying and your mental state. Like,
yeah, I was.
He knew.
Honestly,
yeah.
In that period of time, I had broken up with my boyfriend, shaved my head, lost my job. Then my dad died, and then it was Christmas. Yeah, that was in the space of 5 months, and it was brutal.
I've definitely learned that as well. I mean, I've been in relationships also when, I was in a relationship when mum passed away, and then when dad got sick, I was like, I cannot be with anyone right now, and that's what you were going through as well. Like, I can't physically, like, I think you think in your head at the time when you're going through something like that in your personal life that you need a boy there, like, for emotional support and affection and this and that, but you don't you don't need
the
that
space to grow.
Yeah,
you really don't,
because that boy is looking for like affection back and sex and you're not in a position at that point to give that to them. So
it was brutal. And like, I mean, it has, like, I wasn't like an arsehole to him when we were breaking up. I was just like, this is like not gonna work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Circling back to the high school sweetheart.
Yes.
How did that breakup come along? What was the contributing factor? You said he broke up with you.
So I'm like trying to pick my words.
Did he have no emotion as well?
No, like, it was very heart-wrenching on both sides for us. I mean, because that was the main point I was going to make. Like, this sort of breakup wasn't just, we've been going out for 2 years, like, that's it done. Like, his family was my family. Like, I literally lived at his house from when I was like 16 to 18. Like, his mom, his sister, his stepdad, like, I loved them so much. I was at his mum's wedding. I was at his stepsister's wedding. God. Like, it was, yeah.
That is so brutal.
He was family, like, he was. And the thing with him, he was just so flirtatious, and you know, you just so many lies, so many speaking to other girls and that, and it just made me into someone that I was psycho, you know.
Oh, right, those situations. Yeah.
And it just got to a point basically that we were on holiday together, and we were in Budapest, and it went to shit when we were there, and
the whole time.
Yeah, basically. I mean, we knew the relationship was coming to an end, but I always said to myself that I could never be the one to break it off, because in my head I was like 20, I was either 19 or 20, and I was like, mum's died, and then like I can't lose another person that I've known for this. That was literally my thought process. I was like, cannot lose him, like point blank, can't. If we're gonna break up, he has to be the one to do it. And that's so sad that I always thought that, but and like his mum knew as well that like he'd been speaking to his mum about ending it with me, and yeah, that was it. Like it ended when we were
knew.
It ended when we were on holiday, and then my brother picked us up, and I was just said to my brother, I was like, don't say a word, like just leave it. And then I dropped him back at QMU, and we didn't speak for 4 years.
You mentioned about being a bit psycho. I hate using the word psycho.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, oh, like it turned into a person that you didn't really like, because I had that experience with my first relationship too. How were you?
I've only been called psycho once, actually, and that
by
was
him.
Yeah, that was in my first relationship, and the situation that he called me psycho was when this other girl had called his phone, and I was like, who is that? Rachel, you're psycho for even thinking that I'm speaking to her. And I was like,
what do you mean, fuck off?
And it was just, but when I think back on it now, like even like after some years have passed, like it was all of, you know, that boy's behavior that was making me. I checked his phone. I was literally like, where are you? Because I couldn't get in on his phone, and he didn't want to go out with me. He didn't want me to do these things. It just made me, it was like I was on edge the whole time throughout our whole relationship. And it like I was a bit insane. Like I have some behavior that I look back on now and I'm like, I cannot believe that I did that. I said that. Like it just made me into someone that makes me cringe now. It makes me really embarrassed, because I know I'm not like that. Like I'm not like that at all.
But I also think you need to give yourself a bit of a break, because you were so young. Trust me, some of the stuff I did.
Did the dynamic change when you left high school?
Yes, it got worse. It got worse. So much worse.
Oh really?
Oh my god! Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Like between the two of us?
Like your behavior.
Yeah, it's like that idea when you like. Yeah. High school sweethearts are great and everything, but it's that idea that if you're in a small town, you'll leave, go to university, and then just be woken up by adult life almost, and you might your brain will change and you'll want different things and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely what happened. I mean, because we sort of decided, we went to 2 different universities in Edinburgh, and I was like, right, like we're going to make it work. It's going to be fine. And then, yeah, I mean, it's freshers. You meet so many new people. There's lots of horny people, and it just went to utter shit. Like my anxieties around our relationship were just skyrocketing. And the fact that we never went out together once at uni. Like we didn't go clubbing, we didn't do anything. And he was having all these new experiences with other people, other girls that I wasn't experiencing and I didn't know about. And it just made me psycho. It made me like, I was like, what is he doing? I was like, he's shagging all of Edinburgh. And I just couldn't get these thoughts out of my head. And, you know, and every relationship since then, I've never had worries that who I'm with, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna like have a little look in their phone. I've never
had. You've never had it since?
No,
wow.
I've never had that since. I've never been worried about the other like people that I've been with since him, that I've been like, oh god, like I mean I do naturally as a person like have a wee bit of a jealous streak, but I've never been.
Do you think that's because you don't really like them enough, or do you think it's because? Or do you think it's because you're like, if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat, sort of thing?
I think it's a mix of both. Yeah, I haven't actually, the boyfriends I've had after, I haven't actually liked them that much. So I'm like,
yeah, you really didn't.
No, I know. God, I know.
Thinking
so annoying.
Thinking back to the most recent relationship Rach was in. Oh my God. To be fair, he was just a strap wank.
He was obsessed with me.
He was
obsession.
But it was just so cringe, man.
Baby,
I love you, baby. Oh my God,
like
he did.
That wasn't right.
It is.
It
was.
Away, man.
Chloe, it's your unreal eye skin. I'm working on my Geordie accent these days.
She is, yeah, I'm watching.
Love it.
That wasn't terrible to be
Thank
fair.
you.
Pirouettes on me dick.
I'm gonna whack my chopper in the freezer and make do footing pirouettes on it. Oh God, that was quite good. Anyway, sorry. No, he does kind of sound like that.
He was insane though, because we did long distance and he was a bit older than me. And so we basically had a summer fling, and it was summer.
You had a summer fling.
We had a summer fling. It was great. It was literally like sun, sex, lake. It was amazing. And
summer flings are dangerous. We've both had experience of summer flings that have gone to shit, and they both had the same name, and they were both in France.
Exact same name.
Oh.
And then I got back, and I was in my 4th year of uni. And he didn't go to uni, not I'm being there, like, he just had no concept of like how busy I was. And he was just like, I don't understand why you can't come out to Geneva for like a month again. And I was like, because I'm in the library every single day. And then if I had a night out, he was sort of like, did you speak to any boys? He's like, but look at you, like, of course boys would be speaking to you. Did you speak to anyone? Did anyone touch you? And I was like, you're crazy. You are crazy. Like, and just even like, FaceTiming, I would literally there would be like 10 missed calls, and if I didn't answer, he would call Gabs. Oh my God, it was really bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
He texted me being like, get Rachel to call me. I'm like, mate, you're literally 27.
And then I decided that I just really didn't like him, because there was a point that
I just decided I actually didn't like him.
No, but I just couldn't do the long distance. Like, I'm the sort of person that just needs to, like, you know, if I'm in a relationship. I don't think it's
even that, Rach. You just couldn't do him.
It was shite. And then that was really stupid, because I did mess up. I said to you, like, oh, I really want him to come out. And then when he was like, I'm coming, I was like, do not step foot on that plane. Do not come here, because I will not let you in the door. Anyway. Let me tell you the story. It's fucking great. Right. So, it's really bad.
It's bad. And then after, I'll tell you what she did.
He was over in Manchester for work. And I had my best pal visiting, who, side story, was going out with his brother. So we were like two like best friends going out with brothers.
Yeah. Off to a great start.
So basically I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pap this off. And then
just getting paps.
So I think I just called him, and I was like, I didn't even call him. I think I texted him, and I was like, hey, like, we need to have a call or something, like, I'm not feeling it. And he was upset, and then he kind of accepted it at the start, and we were like,
yeah, he took it quite well.
Yeah, he took it quite well. And then he was like, please don't let anyone treat you like shit again, like, blah blah blah, wish you well. And it was done. And then I wake up the next morning at 10, and I had text on my phone. Obviously he was in Manchester. He was like, I booked a train, I'm coming up to Edinburgh to see you.
He was like, he's not like, I've decided I'm not okay with it.
He's decided he hates me. No, he decided that he was going to fight for me. Because his best friend was like, if it were me, I'd be getting on transport and going up and fighting for it. And obviously, oh wow, romance. I was like, don't you dare get on that train. Don't you dare. Just me in the back.
Then he texts me, and he's like, I'm coming up. And I'm like, no. Well, first off, why are you texting me? Second, don't. Rachel does not want you here.
Yeah. Do not come.
And what does this girl do anyway? She shaves her bum hole. She's like, just in case he does actually come.
Just in case he does come.
Just in case he actually does come. I'm just going to shave.
Great sex.
So okay.
I was like, I'm just going to prepare myself in the event that he does turn up on my doorstep.
Here, I still rate a post-breakup shag and everything.
Exactly.
I back it. And
no.
I back it.
I had a post-breakup shag and I was crying during it.
Oh no.
You were crying. Oh God, that's so fucking wet. Like, oh God.
My first boyfriend, we broke up.
But you were in love with him? No?
Oh my God, he was like, I was so in love with him. He was my first love.
That makes sense why you cried. I mean,
and I was 17, and he broke up with me in my uni halls. in Slateford, the most depressing uni halls in Edinburgh, and then we had sex after, and I was crying.
Crying during sex is just it's quite...
I was 17. Give me a break.
I'm not judging you.
I had my heart ripped out and served to me on a plate. Like, it was horrible.
No,
Yeah.
I'm judging. No, sorry. Like,
Have you never had sex with a crying girl before?
No.
I mean, that's kind of fucking weird, Rach.
Sorry.
It's really weird. Right, no, moving on.
You've never? No.
Moving on. Yeah, your summer fling was just... So
then he decided that he was actually fuming, and he was like, you're in love with me, or you've been faking this the whole time. And then I was like,
oh wait, what did he say to you again?
God. Oh, that I was an actor. I deserve an Oscar because I'm the best actress on this planet. And then I was just on the other end of the phone like I was going around that whole day literally like walking around Edinburgh just worried that he was gonna turn up at the door. I was shitting myself. And he didn't. So
save the bumhole for no reason.
Yeah, literally.
I did, yeah.
So you were worried that he was gonna come over, but you're still fully ready to have sex with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. We had pretty insane like sexual chemistry. So I thought that, if he was, because that was the thing. I was like, if he comes here, he's gonna be staying. So God, I don't know why. But yeah.
He is one of the worst people I've ever met in my life.
He really is.
He's horrible. And I think that this ties in really well with what we want to talk about the shittiest things that men have ever said to us. Because he said something, it wasn't to us, but he posted it on his bloody Instagram story.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I'm still to this day floored that he posted this on Instagram story. Are you okay with me saying it?
Yeah.
He put on his Instagram, it was like a video, and he was like filming this food and then like the view of like where he was eating, and he wrote, you can beat a woman, but you can't beat a good meal.
And he said it was from like an Irish
No, it doesn't
sitcom.
matter.
But that's what he said, that it was from an Irish like TV show. And we were like, oh yeah, because everyone is going to know that when they look at that on your story.
Yeah, it's like making some random reference.
Like,
and just being like, oh yeah, no, everyone's going to get that.
He posted that on his Instagram story.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we used to have lots of arguments over his racist, homophobic
He was
jokes.
racist, homophobic. He was just an awful person all
Yeah.
around.
Oh, did he tell bad racist jokes?
He really, and then his defense was always, I have black friends, or I have Muslim friends. And I
oh
was like,
no!
yes.
Like just because you
yeah,
have...
it was really bad. So
I hate that. That's a different topic and everything. But it's just kind of like
He
bad.
was just an awful person. So I think me and Rach, when we were on holiday together, we sat and we wrote a list of all the worst things men have said to us.
we did.
So get your phone out. I'm just getting it up now.
I'm quite excited for this.
Yeah,
because I was just like,
yours is hefty.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
are bad.
sit here and react. And
So, I think
I love
I'm gonna start with a really heavy one.
Yeah, go on, girl.
While your dad is still alive, we can't be together. It's an obstacle in our relationship.
Wait, while your dad is still alive?
When my dad was dying, he said that it was an obstacle in our relationship, and that this was the boy that I broke up with.
When he dies, we can get back to all the good stuff.
We can get back together because he's getting in the way. My poor sick father.
Oh God.
We can't even talk any further about it. It's so bro.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that.
Yes, it speaks for itself. Right, Rach, you go.
I'm trying to... You're so much more attractive when you're tanned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're pasty, you're ugly.
Yeah, sorry, I live in Scotland.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other one that ties in with that is the other one that he said.
Oh, if you worked out a bit more, then your body could look like this. And I was always like...
And what was he referring to? Like this?
Just if I don't know, like just abs, bigger bum, like I could be this version of myself.
I love that.
But yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for enlightening us on that, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
Mine's are really bad. So here's another one. I feel emasculated when you move my hand to your clit during sex.
He said that.
I feel emasculated. Like, sorry, Shakespeare. Like, fucking hell. What the hell is that?
He said
he
said he felt emasculated when I moved his hand to my clit during sex because God forbid that I feel pleasure too. Literally, he was like, "You make me feel so emasculated." Why? Oh, mate, you're such.
Don't do that.
Literally, what a fucking virgin.
Oh God.
Not there's anything wrong with being a virgin.
You're gonna like it the way I do it. Like,
I know. Oh my God.
So weird. It's just kind of like, oh God.
And then another one that I had was look at the back of your thighs. It's like a jungle because I was very hairy until I got laser hair removal. Speaking of, shout out to my girl Joanna at the skin clinic who has seen every vulnerable part of my body while I stretch my bum over in fluorescent lighting.
Do you have glasses on when you do it?
Yeah, I just put like
shades on. I was always like,
so she's sorted that problem out. But look at the back of your thighs. It's like a jungle. Not that there's anything wrong with having hairy legs, but I get bad ingrown hair, so I got laser hair. Yeah. And this boy pointed this out on a beach.
Yeah.
When I was in a bikini.
Oh God.
I was like, what? Okay, sound. So had that. And then, when you lie down, your bum looks so flat. Yep. And then to tie in with that, no offense, you look pregnant in that photo. That boy sent a screenshot of me. That my friend took of me when we were on holiday.
You've got so many. It's really
I've got
sad.
Oh, and here's another one. We don't have enough sex. You're so boring.
How often would you say you had sex with that person?
3 times a day. I was exhausted.
3 times a day, and he's still like
that friction is sore.
So yeah, those are some of the ones we had. But I asked our listeners.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm not excited because it's fucked, and like I'm sitting here with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Because I feel so awkward and I'm laughing. But some of them are genuinely horrendous.
Okay.
So now we're getting into shitty things men have said. Are you ready?
I'm excited.
So ready.
We've got quite a few.
Oh, right.
So,
start with a good one.
Let's start. Just as well you're not blonde, or I would have been even quicker.
It's kind of like why did you like want to start dating that person in the first place, or
why would you even say that after sex?
And just going like, no, by the way,
God.
I come quicker around blondes.
Right, this one's bad. So that one's already awful. Like, fuck him. What do you mean, just as well you're not blonde, I would have been even quicker? You must have been really quick.
I know.
I would have taken my time down by 30 seconds. It's just like has to get it done as quickly as possible.
No.
Gingers under 20 seconds. Blondes between 20 and 30 seconds. Thank you very much.
This one's bad. That I had to come off birth control because I wasn't horny. The issue was simply him. What the fuck?
That's so fucked.
Apparently there's a new contraception on it that's just for men.
Really?
Yeah, they've
Will they take it? Probably not.
Some sort of dick pill, yeah.
Some sort of dick pill.
Some sort of dick pill.
Well, apparently they tested it on white mice.
Wow.
White male mice. I don't know why.
Is it oral? Like, do they? What is it? Like, is it a pill that they take?
Yeah, and then
what?
You take it like a couple hours before you have sex, and like
what does it do? Like,
it stops the sperm from being fertile or something like that.
Swimming.
And then 24 hours after, it's fine.
Oh,
interesting.
I know.
Would you ever have a vasectomy?
A vasectomy?
Yeah.
What's that?
Vasectomy.
Cut the dick.
Cut the dick.
Not like cut the dick, but like. Once you have too many kids, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, but would you do that for your partner,
Yeah.
So that she doesn't have to be on stuff and
100%. Oh no, I've always it has to be an open conversation about contraception. This is a completely different conversation that we can get into another podcast. But it's a conversation and stuff. It's not you get off the pill and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from a guy's perspective anyway, if that is the case, that like girls are a bit more dry when they're on the pill, you would have to you'd be like, here, like, might want to go off this and everything, but then you have to give a solution. You're not just going to go get off the pill now so we can have better sex. It is.
But like, if you're dry, just use lube.
Yeah, true. That's the thing. You look at the options and everything where you're like, okay, we could just use more lube or do you want to get off the pill, and then I'll happily get on a condom, da da da. It's like, speak about it. Speak about the options and everything. Yeah.
Rather than come off birth control because you're not horny enough.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Right, this one's really bad. Laugh my ass off. My ex once yelled, "This is why your dad hits you."
Ooh.
That is...
hitting it where it hurts.
Like, we were just reading these and I'm just like...
Yeah, that one I can't even... Anyway, next one. Sorry, I'm really sorry that happened to you, though. That's disgusting. Okay, I've only been shagging her the past month. It wasn't like it was the whole relationship.
I love it. I love it. I love just hearing anybody trying to justify cheating.
Yeah. I was thinking about you the whole time when I came inside of her, I swear. Literally, shut up.
No, but I was thinking about you.
Oh, called me a fat and that his judgment was accurate because he'd seen me naked.
Her jaw just clicked.
Her jaw just clicked.
In shock. What the fuck?
Girl, I'm so sorry. That is horrible.
Oh.
We need... What?
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't like this.
It's just like...
I think we should just apologise to every single person. I'm really sorry. Say you're sorry.
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 He told me he wished he had boobs to grab onto. Now I'm gay. Slay.
Absolute slay. Yeah.
Oh my god. Again, sorry, but slay. Your arse feels better than it looks.
Your arse feels better than it looks.
I'm so sorry.
That's just dodgy.
Okay, this is the next one. I don't want to like think about them too much because they're so horrible. I went back with this guy and was kissing him in bed and thought it was going well when he stopped and said, "Yeah, this is doing nothing for me." So me being stupid stayed the whole night. Stayed the whole night still. Low point.
Get Uber home,
babe. Nah, it's doing nothing to me. I'm just gonna go to bed. What the fuck?
It's doing nothing for me. Oh god.
This one's horrible. I mean, they're all horrible, but you look really fat in that dress, but wear it. It means other guys won't speak to you.
Oh, come on.
Again, I'm really sorry.
That's brutal. I hate this. I hate the commenting on someone's weight kind of thing.
Yeah. Like shut up.
Yeah. If somebody commented on my weight, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh.
My girlfriend called me fluffy once, and then I was like, "You're a." Yeah. she kind of just patted me on my belly as well. I'd be like, "You're fluffy," and I was like, "Shut up, you." I was like, wanted to say some colourful words, and I was like, "You little shit."
Oh my god, Finley.
It really hurts someone's feelings.
Yeah.
It's like don't.
It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship as well. Like don't.
Finley, that's so
Yeah, just tell them they look good and get on with the day.
Oh, Finley, I'm sorry.
Well, we kind of go over it.
I mean, I hope so. You're still together.
I did call her a little afterwards, so like, yeah.
Healthy. Anyway, I'm only attracted to you because you're mentally ill.
Oh, that's a big thing for guys. Like literally being like attracted to girls with
it's
so many issues.
It's their heroic thing. They're like, "I'm gonna save you," or like they want. I think there's that. There's like the whole heroic thing, and there's also, "Oh, I can like actually manipulate you and like have you in my back pocket."
I don't think. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just speaking from some guys I know. Like they just love being with some girls that just have so many mental issues. They're like, "I love like a psychotic bird," and I'm like,
I've had a boy say that to me once.
What's wrong with you?
Why? Why though?
I don't. But he wasn't the sort of person that was like, "I'm gonna save you." He was just like, "I love someone who's just fucking mental." And I'm like,
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't mean like why, but like that's just such a weird.
And I was with a guy and he was like, "Oh, I just really attract crazy girls," and I was like, "Maybe you're fucking crazy."
Yeah.
Weirdo. Anyway, you're a shit shag for such a slut.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm
that's
so
a shame,
sorry.
but it does happen though.
Finley, what the fuck do you mean?
Somebody like have you ever had those girls that just talk a massive game and stuff, and then just sit there? I wouldn't say it to their face and everything. Finley,
stop talking. Nope. And this is the last one I'm gonna read out because there's a lot, but like I think some of them are too bad. After bruising my chest, a guy I used to see said that's how you assert dominance in front of a group of people.
What? Oh my god! What the fuck?
And on that note, thank you for sending those in because that was horrible.
A boy once sat on my chest as well.
No, he didn't sit in her chest. He bruised her chest.
Oh.
Bruised her chest and then
bruised her chest and said that's how you assert dominance. A guy sat on my chest once.
Sat on my chest.
Oh God, no.
He was very
heavy. That's weird. What do you say to all that? Like, what do you say to all those comments?
All I can do is apologize on behalf of all these awful men.
Stay single and take care of yourself.
Stay single, stay safe, and invest in a good vibrator.
I feel like there shouldn't be like too much pressure or judgment on seeing guys in particular if you don't spot the red flags straight away, because I think a lot of stuff on social media is like, you know, if there's a red flag straight away, like cut them off. But like, I know myself, I'm still learning, like navigating through, you know, I, as much as I try to say to myself, if a guy does this, exhibits this, I'm gonna be like, cut, clean, nah, done. But I don't, because like I'm still learning, like just boys and men, and actually it takes time to be like, that's not okay. And I think that's definitely something that like I need to work on myself. But
no, I completely agree. And I think a lot of people need to realize that they're still so young and they've still got so much to experience. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna, like, you learn from mistakes. Like, you're not gonna make it perfect every single time. And like, relationships are really, they're really, really hard. But like, you can work through them. Like, unless it's like something horrendous, awful, like awful. Like, it takes a lot of work. It's like, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? Like, it's both need to put the same amount of effort in it and stuff. And just like, don't put. And also, one big thing that I would wish I told my younger self is, stop putting pressure on yourself to go out and date and have sex and stuff. Like, if you don't want to do it,
happens,
you don't have to do it. Like, don't force it, because like when you force it, that's when you're gonna feel like horrible. And I think when I've been in the lowest points in my life, that's when I've like forced myself to be going on like loads of dates and like try have fun and put myself out there. And it was like a total validation, like comfort thing. And like, it took me a very long time to realize that like that does not work for me at all.
It doesn't feel nice in the long run.
No, it doesn't feel nice in the long run. Like, it's actually really debilitating.
And it is quite nice to have sex with someone that you have feelings for. And yeah.
Oh God, I love a wee bit of sloppy sex.
I know, it's nice.
But yeah, I just think, please don't put pressure on yourself. And we're still learning what we want from relationships. We have more of an idea now, and like what we're looking for, and like what we won't put up with. And it's taken us a long time to be able to say no, because like for so long I would just go along with things.
I know. Like I think we're definitely a lot more level-headed than we were before. But
that's just growing up. Yeah. It's literally just growing up. Like, it will come with time. Like, trust me. If you met me when I was 17, I was psychotic. Like, I'm talking following him home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be so content with like sticking with someone and everything, and always question when somebody might say something bad about you, like all those things we read and stuff, where it's like, you'll hear those comments and you might just happily just go, oh, it's fine, he still loves me and everything. Whereas you want to question it and everything, and be like, why do you say that and everything?
Yeah.
Make it more of a discussion and everything, and then you'll get to know each other a bit more and stuff. And it shouldn't just be oh, you need to lose a bit of weight and stuff. But it's like, why should I lose weight and stuff? It's like a conversation.
Yeah, and those, like, some of those comments are genuinely awful.
Yeah,
but like, they aren't you, they are the person. This is them projecting.
Yeah,
like,
and even when those sorts of comments are made, like, there's just sometimes that, you know, you might not say something in the moment and you look back on it and you're like, because I've done that before, I've beaten myself up. I'm like, I'm a very strong person, and like, why did I not say something then? Because, you know, there's been instances when, you know, someone said something and I've literally gone mute in the moment, and then I look back on it and I'm like, why did I not react to that? But it's very like jarring when somebody says something like that too. Like, all those comments, it's just like,
it's a lot. Like, even recently, like, I'll just touch on this really quickly. Like, I had like a relationship sort of thing quite recently that actually was abusive, and it took me a while to realize it was abusive. Like, it took like 2 months for it to be over with, for me to realize it was an abusive relationship. And I remember telling my mom about it, and she was like, why, you're such a strong, independent girl, like, you always stand up for yourself, like, how come, like, where did your voice go? And I was like, because he manipulated me. Do you know what I mean? And like, don't put so much pressure on yourself, because afterwards I was like, why didn't I say this? Like, why didn't I tell him no when he was doing all this stuff to me when he shouldn't have been doing, you know? Like, it's so much, it's not as black and white as like there's manipulation, there's all these massive like gaslighting tactics that go into it. Like, please do not beat yourself up over something, like, and when you think back to it and you're like, why didn't I do this, why didn't I do that? Because in that moment you didn't know. And that is okay. It's horrible and it's so hard, and it's gonna take some time to get over, but like the last thing you need to be doing is beating yourself up over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's brutal. Please stay safe. God, I feel heavy. I need a coffee and I need some scran.
Aye. Get some avocado toast and some poached eggs.
Thank you for joining me, Rach.
Thanks.
Love
Had
you,
a great
bitch.
time. Love you, bitch.
And again, please stay safe. All those nasty comments are really sad. Like, I was laughing about them and I'm like, that's actually horrible. But yeah.
Shite, innit?
Oh, it is shite. Anyway, on that note, sorry. Horrible note to lose on. Love yourselves and have a bath. I don't know. Self-love. Right, bye.